Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If you have just joined us, this is our first segment in our mid-morning show, that is Know Ya Alimah segment. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has mentioned something to the effect that the ulama are the heirs of the Anbiya alayhimus salam. It is only in the work of the ulama that they are doing that we see the practical example of this hadith. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward our ulama for their tireless work that they do. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala look after their families and take them from strength to strength. Ameen. In this segment, we'll be joined by Mualimah Aziza. Mualimah Aziza started teaching in 2003 and studied at madrasa in Best Valley. As Mualima, she is in a modern society, as most of the students attend private white Catholic schools. This is the biggest challenge as these schools are demanding with extra murals and extra activities that are haram. May Allah Ta'ala make it easy for them and take their families from strength to strength. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Mu'allima, and welcome.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Appa Fatima. Jazakallah for having me on the
Ameen,
show.
Mu'allima. Jazakallah so much for joining us. Mu'allima, how's your Ramadan?
Alhamdulillah, it's going so fast. I think we were worried, are we going to
Gee,
get through? I know I mentioned to you that my dad got quite sick just before Ramadan, so we were very worried. But in this beautiful month of Rahmah, Allah Ta'ala has just sent peace and blessings upon us, and everything has been just going smooth, Alhamdulillah. So we're grateful for that.
Alhamdulillah. May Allah Ta'ala grant your dad a complete.
Ameen, 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 Ya Rabbal Alameen.
Ameen.
Gee.
So, Mu'allima, that basically brings us to our first question. Tell us more about yourself.
I'm a Mualimah, been teaching since 2003. Alhamdulillah, it's been, if I look back, it seems like just yesterday I started. But the years have gone by. I'm a mom to 3 children, a wife. Yeah, I don't know if there's much to me besides just who I am. I like to be just simple. I like to keep things simple, Alhamdulillah. And gee, that's exactly what I do. Sometimes I feel like I pay more attention to my madrasa children than to my own children. So,
Yeah.
sometimes you're like worrying about them during the night or thinking about how to help them, how to get through some of the difficulties that they have, alhamdulillah. But yeah, that's who I am. Just a mom, just a wife, just a mu'alima, trying to juggle it all.
Yeah,
Gee.
subhanallah. I would say that it's not just it's something really, really great to be a mom and a wife and a
Yeah, it
mu'allima.
is.
It's a lot.
It
May Allah
is.
Ta'ala
Sometimes,
reward you in
Amen.
abundance. Sometimes it's not
Amen.
even easy to juggle all of them, but you somehow Allah make it easy, make it such that you are
Amen.
able to
Amen.
juggle all of them by the end of the day.
Amen. 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 Allah
So,
Ta'ala accept. Gee.
I mean, so Mu'allima, why did Mu'allima choose this beautiful path of becoming a Mu'allima?
I won't even say lots. I get this question often, actually. Even my children will ask me this questions. Why did I choose this path? I wouldn't say I chose it. It's more like Allah Ta'ala pushed me, through the circumstances at that time. We just
Mm,
moved from a new area. We moved from, it was just past apartheid, just 1997. My dad wanted to move out of the Indian area. So we moved to Johannesburg. We had to move to a new school, so I had to leave my small town school. I was in an Islamic school as well, and we moved to Johannesburg, and it was a big city. The adjustments were too much for me. I found leaving my friends, the comfort, the familiarity, and I wasn't enjoying that year of school. And I told my dad and my parents, you know what? I don't want to go back to school next year. This is the last year. I was only 1 year in that school year in Johannesburg. It was a Muslim school as well, and I didn't enjoy it at all. And everything just, I think when I think back now, it was just like a flow of events. I said I'm leaving. Next thing, one of my aunties from Joburg said, you know what, there's a lovely madrasa in Bertram's Best Valley. Don't you want to have a look at it? The Appa is doing some phenomenal work with tarbiyah, and just teaching girls how to live, and be
Gee.
women into our adulthood. So we went to see the madrasa, alhamdulillah, and I just said yes instantly because I just wanted to leave. I didn't want to go back to school. So I was so desperate to leave, I think. So it's Allah. It's Allah has chosen
Mm.
us, I think. And more than anything else, I think it's Allah has chosen us. So Allah put that dislike, of that school in me, and I just said yes. And when I started that, I was in such a happy place the next year when I started madrasa. I
Alhamdulillah.
enjoyed it. I just have like in fact, to me, it's like a core happy memory of 4 years. Everything
Alhamdulillah.
was just, it was so beautiful. I was so happy to be in that place compared to the year before, which I was so miserable at. And I was just happy to be, it felt like home, comfort, peace.
Alhamdulillah.
I can't explain, but I enjoyed those 4 years. It wasn't a very extensive course like other madaris. It was a basic 4 year course. You do tafsir, a hadith of Mishkat Sharif, So and just a basic course. I think our appa and our madrasa at that time. I don't know if anyone is familiar with Appa Fatima Vahid. She had to move away, so the
Yes.
madrasa closed down. But she was such that she focused on our tarbiyah, the things she taught us at that time is so much of what we use now as a woman, as a mother, as a wife. We think back to those advices. So the main thing that was focused is how to be Muslim women and mothers to raise the
Mm.
future generation of that is now us and our kids in today's times, alhamdulillah. So that was the
Alhamdulillah.
madrasa that we went to, and that's what we did in 4 years, alhamdulillah. So we did study, but it wasn't the extensive as people think, like maybe we studied Bukhari Sharif and the Siha Sita. No, no, none of that. But inshallah, one day I'd like to do that. Inshallah, Allah Ta'ala give me,
Inshallah. May Allah
the
accept. No,
opportunity.
but that really sounded beautiful. Like, that's what madrasa should be like, and that's what children should be given opportunities to do. Like, something
Yes,
that you really, really do love, instead of forcing a child to do something that they don't love. And you are lucky enough
absolutely.
to have a parent who understood that. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. No, my parents were always that type that um we come from that background also, that we have, my
Mm.
grandfather was an alim. So we had a little bit of that background, but we were not forced.
Alhamdulillah.
We were not forced. I mean, our parents did let us do, and I'm grateful for that also, alhamdulillah. Our parents
Alhamdulillah.
was, and they were strict also, and I'm even grateful for my strict
Yeah.
parents. I'm grateful for that strict upbringing, strict parents, and the Islamic ethos and morals and teachings that we were taught. Like some kids will say it was too strict, they shouldn't have, but no, I'm very grateful for those because a lot of those I can use in my home now with my children. And,
Alhamdulillah.
inshallah, they also grow up to be good Muslim future
Ameen.
generation, inshallah.
Ameen. So, Mualima, that would basically bring us to what are some of the challenges that you have faced or are currently facing
With the teaching or
with
within myself?
with more like the teaching?
The teaching. Okay.
Gee.
So it's actually been it hasn't, it's the area I'm living in, or we live in, or the area that we are is a very modern, community. So when I started teaching many years ago, when I just started the maktab, I first taught at the local Jamaat Kana. There wasn't a masjid in our area at all. And what happened was when I was teaching there, the kids never used to attend madrasa often because obviously the madrasa was doing 4 terms and then the schools were doing 3 terms. So they were finding the difficulty of making it because sometimes it's holidays and the parents were not willing to sacrifice even their holidays to come to madrasa.
Mm.
So that's when, after I left the masjid, and then at home, we opened up a madrasa from my mom's home in the area to accommodate kids going to the private school so they can attend madrasa more than what they were attending. Also, the challenge was to make them come to madrasa even though they were coming a little later because they had schools. The school makes it compulsory to go to attend this sport and that sport. But what I find recently, so that was going well, alhamdulillah. But recently, I find that the parents are adding more extramurals which are not compulsory. And
Mm.
what happens, they're using up the madrasa. So instead of coming to madrasa 5 times and 4 times, they're now sometimes only coming 2 times a week. Or they're
Oh.
coming at 4:30. So it's like so challenging. And sometimes they're leaving early because they want to go to the extramural. So
Mm.
that has become very challenging. It's become a lot actually, and we have been opening the madrasa for that purpose, to accommodate those needs. But
Okay.
recently I've been thinking about it, and I thought to myself, is it worth it, or do we carry on? So we're sitting at those challenges where we don't know, like, whether it's working out for us, is it working out for the student? Sometimes I even tell the moms, if the child is not going to attend, even if they're finishing at 4:30, bring them to madrasa, wait outside, let the child read Quran for that day or surahs for that day, because if not,
Mm.
the child had no connection with deen at all for the entire day. But that 10 or 15 minutes before, and I even stay in a little bit, I'll stay in even a little bit after 5 o'clock, to make sure that Quran tilawat gets done for the day, and the new tilawat is given for the next day. So the new sabak is given for the next day, just to have that child connect with Allah Ta'ala for that 10 or 15 minutes, or else they have nothing else for the entire day.
That is so important, Mualim. I think what you've just mentioned, like, even if you're coming for that 15, 10 minutes or
15,
20 minutes,
yeah, just
because then
wait.
otherwise you lose Allah.
Yeah, you're going to lose a lot. And we're living in that schools I attend to, obviously, it's Catholic schools. So in the morning, okay, now I see the schools have become a little lenient, because the Muslim parents have spoken up to saying, you know
Okay.
what, our children are not allowed to sit in the Bible studies, or the children are not allowed to sit in chapel, or the children. But some
Mm.
schools, the teachers are difficult with the children. They tell me the teachers come and they force us. And I tell them, but just make like you're reading. Why don't you read Surah Fatiha in that time? They won't know what you're reading. So we've got to tell the children,
Exactly.
read Surah Fatiha, read Kalimat Tayyiba, read Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, read Astaghfirullah.
Mm.
So sometimes the children do that. They say that, but at the end of the day, they are just innocent children. And
Mm.
we can only make dua and guide and explain and help them and teach them ways on how to, deal with those issues that they have in their schools with non-Muslims.
Ameen. Ameen,
So
Ya
that
Rabbal
is the
Alameen.
challenges we're sitting with, and we do try our best these days, but I find like it's getting worse every year. As the years are going by, it's just getting a little bit more difficult. But Allah Ta'ala just guide us and guide them and keep us, just to have that strength and courage to keep going. Because
Ameen,
sometimes it's just a bit
inshallah.
okay.
Ameen. May Allah make it easy for all of them,
Ameen.
inshallah, as
Ameen.
well as
Ameen.
for
Ameen.
Mu'alima in her madrasa as well.
Ameen. Ameen.
Mu'alima, we're going to go just for a quick short break and then we'll come back
Oh,
and continue, inshallah.
no problem.
Exquisite halal cuisine and warm hospitality come together. It could only mean Al Bayt Lodge, your true home away from home. Al Bayt is the ideal heaven for families, business people, and tourists, with its 4-star family rooms and other luxurious facilities. Conveniently situated close to Port Elizabeth Airport, the beach, and other amenities, your stay will be truly unforgettable, as you'll be taking home lasting memories of the warm hospitality, the serenity and tranquility that Al Bayt has to offer. For reservations, call 041 583 6415 or visit www.albaytlodge.co.za.
Imagine a world where every child feels loved, secure, and cared for. At Beit Halima Sadia Orphanage, we are not just providing a roof over their heads, we're giving orphan children a chance for a brighter future. For just 1,500 rands a month or 18,000 rands a year, you can sponsor an orphan and transform their life. Your contribution covers essentials like food, clothing, tuition, therapy, and more, ensuring they grow in a nurturing, supportive environment. Any donation is accepted as well as daily scheduled donations. EFT directly into our account. Beit Halima Sadia Orphanage, First National Bank, account number 6313-1080-078, branch code 250737, section 18A registered. Take this step today. Contact Sister Nazarene at 083 653 5669 or email info@bhscycc.co.za.
Yasin Badat Financial Advisory. Are your financial goals feeling out of reach? Yasin Badat Financial Advisory is here to turn your aspirations into achievements. Our dedicated team, armed with a history of success, is ready to guide you through the complex nature of financial and investment planning. Whether you're a seasoned investor or new to the game, our personalized solutions cater to your unique goals and risk appetite. Trust in our commitment to transparency, integrity, and excellence. Ready to unlock a world of financial freedom? Partner with us today. Call Yasin Badat Financial Advisory at +27333462071 or visit www.yasinbadat.com. Yasin Badat Financial Advisory, guiding you to financial success.
Hey, Gulam.
Yeah?
Did I return your lawnmower last month?
No, bhai, you didn't.
Oh, no. Now what'll I do? I wanted to borrow it again, man.
With Randry Jewelers, you won't have to borrow or lend because the prices are so well trimmed on all gold and diamond jewelry. Alternatively, we could remake your old jewelry into a brilliant new design. Visit Randry Jewelers at 151 Stevens Lamini Road, Musgrave, Durban. Randry Jewelers, the family name you can trust.
Penny Appeal's Education First campaign helps children to get access to quality education.
I'm 14 years old. When I grow up, I'd like to be a scientist.
We believe every child belongs at school,
And we want education, a better education.
learning and dreaming their way to a better future. With your help, we can provide classrooms, desks, stationery packs, and school shoes. Help make these dreams a reality. Visit www.pennyappeal.org.za or call 031 1100 573. Penny Appeal. Small change, big difference.
Salam Media, your spiritual companion this Ramadan.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back. We are joined by Mualimah Aziza on your Know Your Alimah segment. Mualimah, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
So, Mualimah, previously we were talking about the challenges that Mualimah faces in the community. So, understanding that Mualimah is a maktab teacher, how do we then incorporate activities in our madaris in order to get our children more interested in coming to madrasa, inshallah?
For activities, obviously, I have different age groups, but what I do suggest is that activities, it's simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. When we're doing activities, I like for the smaller ones, really small ones, grade R and the foundation phase, we like to do coloring, painting, play-doh, simple things, form the letters, with those with the play-doh or the paint or a little book, just draw, color, write, use a whiteboard, just to engage children. It's very important to have activities to stimulate the children's learning experience, especially at madrasa. When we are teaching maktab, and this is for all mu'alimas in doing maktab, we are getting the children at the end of the day. They are tired, they are exhausted, they mentally, they have a long day. It's it's easy for them to completely lose focus, So madrasa has become something that we need to make it fun, almost enjoyable, so they must look forward to it. Must be the time where then they must realize the fun, the nice, the good feeling comes from deen. So when they have that feeling from small, they can always associate deen with that part of with that part of their life. Because lots of times your parents will say, when I went to madrasa, it was like this, we hated it, we didn't want to go back. And we don't want to create that kind of impression on the children. So simple activities. I always tell the children to please, when they come to madrasa, make sure the children have eaten and they're well fed. And I even ask the kids, you'll need to bring your water so you're nice and fresh, make wudu, wash up, calm down and relax so we can do activities. Other activities that I suggest is like in Ramadan. Now we're having Ramadan activities. We discuss a lot about Ramadan, whether it's a book reading, whether it is, doing something to do with Ramadan. If it's Hajj, then we're doing a Hajj setup. So the children are involved and they can dress up, for Hajj and all of that. So those activities just help the children to understand that we also have important days. For example, today being the 17th of Ramadan, we have planned out to discuss the Battle of Badr. So we're going to show them a video of the Battle of Badr, or discuss about the Battle of the Badr, or make them do an activity regarding the Battle of Badr, so they can understand. So they remember these little things, inshallah, and we hope they would remember it, in their life as well.
Ameen, inshallah.
When they're older, that what, we did these things in madrasa and we understand. With children, it's very important to do it, and I use simple things. I use cardboards. I don't like to waste, so I collect little cereal boxes, and then I cut them out, and I do letter matchings, or we do little games, using those board games, and I've made few like that as well. So if Mualimas out there feel like it's cost too much, or we can't do this, I've made my own charts as well using big cardboards. So there's different ways that we can engage and do activities with the children when it comes. We just need to be a little creative. There's a lot of resources online to use from. I like to use Pinterest. If the Mualimas have that, or even just the internet, just Google. You can find ideas and use that to turn it into something Islamic. So that's very important. That's very important, is to do activities with the children.
It is, because then they don't feel like that. Like Alimah mentioned, that how the parents would feel that madrasa is boring, there isn't much to do. So when you have those type of activities, it makes madrasa a little bit more exciting for the children, and they look forward to coming to madrasa. Mualimah, Assalamu alaikum.
Can you hear me?
Gee, I can hear you now. Alhamdulillah.
Oh,
We lost each other there for a second.
No. Gee.
So what else does Mualimah do?
Okay. Besides the madrasa, I think my family time keeps me busy. My mom and dad are not far away, so I'm constantly, spending time with them. I also do a little bit of volunteer classes for revert Muslim ladies on a Saturday morning. So Allah Ta'ala just accept that from us and help us to, inspire those ladies. But yeah, that's it. Between running my home and seeing to the family and the madrasa, gee, that's what I do.
And Mualimah, what can be done to overcome some of these challenges, especially like how Mualimah had mentioned that the kids go to Catholic schools, and they are over involved in other activities as well. How do we overcome these challenges in our communities, inshallah?
Sure. I'm not sure about how to overcome them, but I think just the more encouragement from our side, especially to the moms, when the moms are messaging to say, what, we can't make it, and then us Mualimas have to be more supportive as well. We have to be more kind. We have to be a little understanding. It's easy if I could just say, what, it's out of my time, I can't do this. It's easy for me to do that, but it will not benefit anybody. So in that time, we need to also do a little bit sacrificing from ourselves, because remember, when it comes to deen, it was never meant to be easy. We know Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam went through so much to bring deen, and so much of difficulties, trials he had to go through. So maybe this is our trials, So we need to be a little bit more understanding, even if it's holidays. Sometimes in the holidays, I tell the moms, bring the children in the holidays so we can do some catch up. So that's the only thing I can think of, is encourage when
Mualimah, assalamu alaikum.
I don't know why it's switching off all the time. I just think we can encourage the children as well, when they come to madrasa. So alhamdulillah, sometimes the children also listen, and they would go home and tell their moms, what, I don't want to do this anymore. I'd rather go to madrasa. So that is some of the ways we can just understand and be more almost easier, as a madrasa, and if you're doing, if you're the appa, make it easy for the children. Communicate with the parents is very important as well. Communication with the moms.
Mualimah, just one last question. What can be done to make our alimas more recognized in their respective communities in terms of the work that they do, or what else that they want to do within the communities, inshallah?
Okay, there is so much. There is so much to be done within a community. Obviously, you know, Mualimah, there's only so much she can give of herself as well, you know, before
Gee,
she also reaches, you know, burnout point. But there is a few things, you know, and I think each Mualimah has, you know, in a community, if there's a few, they do this. But there is a few ways we can. One is classes for ladies. There's always you know, there's always people, ladies wanting to learn, especially those that are at home, mothers whose kids are going to school and they feel they have the extra time. So there's always that, you know, classes for ladies. There are ladies that always want to learn how to read Quran properly, how to read
gee,
Salah properly. Basic talim, you know, that happens weekly. The mulimas can take part in that. Another one is, you know, if there's ghusl, form a committee with other ladies, you know, so if there is,
mm,
you know, somebody passes away within a community, you're going to make the ghusl, give classes for that, you know, have a group of ladies where you can, you know, just be called on and if anything happens. Another one is also, you know, maybe some of the mu'alimas and the women, the younger ones, can look for those who are elderly and sick in our community and go out and see what needs they have. Just even a visit, you know, just a visit, little kind words might make them feel better. So that is also something that needs to be done, you know, in all communities, seeing to those who are elderly, widows, single moms, you know, who are in need. Even fundraisers is a good way of the
gee,
mu'alima getting in touch with the other ladies in our community and helping those that need it as well. And obviously, then there's a maktab, you know, where the
gee,
parents and the moms all come together and get to know the mu'alima. So being a mu'alima means you have lots of roles to fill. It's not just one role, you know. So sometimes
gee,
be, and I think the most important thing for animals is ensure that our akhlaq is good. If our akhlaq is good, then you're going to have people come to you for advice, for Islamic questions. Be
gee,
open. Be open and willing to assist and help those in our community. Especially in times of need, you are going to be called on. You're going to be asked. You're going to be messaged. Don't feel like, you know, they troubling me. Don't feel they bothering me. You know, they taking up my time. I can't, you know, I can't do this. It's too much. But ask Allah Ta'ala to, you know, draw strength from Allah Ta'ala. And inshallah, Allah Ta'ala gives you the strength, then just be willing to help those in the community and around you, especially the women.
gee. Ameen, inshallah. May Allah Ta'ala accept, inshallah, and make it easy for
Ameen.
all of us, inshallah. Ameen.
Inshallah. Ameen.
Ameen. Jazakallah, Mu'alima, so much for joining us.
Ameen.
May Allah reward
Jazakallah.
you, and Jazakallah for this
Ameen.
beautiful advice that you have given us. Hopefully, inshallah, we will all work on that advice and do better in our
Ameen.
communities.
Ameen.
Ameen.
Jazakallah, Fatima.
Ameen. All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You go.